Breaking news, my wonderful people. Nigerian police has told us recently that even if you are slapped, police is oppressing you, you don't have a right to speak. If you speak, you'll be dealt with the more. You don't understand. These are part of some of the things that gave rise to End SARS. End SARS was a movement that was not controlled by any man. So no man can share the glory to say he was the one coordinating the people. There was no leader. No. It was a movement. It was a row, and I think there's about to be another one if these people are not careful with the way they are going about things. Recently, the police said if a police brutalize you, slap you, you have no right to hold or touch the police, forgetting that this police also are human being, and there are really no true cases and things to put them in order, in check, so that they don't also violate, because absolute power bring absolute what? Corruption if it's not checked. Let's get all the details. Withdraw immediately. Statement encouraging police to brutalize Nigerians. Falana tell police force. Human rights lawyer and a senior advocate of Nigeria, SAN, Femi Falana, has called on the Nigerian Police Force (NPF) spokesman Oluwumi Adejobi to retract his remarks on people who should respond to police assault. News broke earlier on Saturday report that the NPF stated that slapping a uniformed police officer is an act of disrespect regardless of what the police officer stated and what he has done or the assault. You cannot touch a police officer. The force public relation officer Oluwumi Ajobi said that even if a police officer slaps a civilian, the civilian has no right to retaliate, more so if he's on uniform. You cannot do anything to a police officer no matter the crime. Reacting to Adejobi's comment in a statement issued on Sunday, Falana stated that under Nigerian Constitution, every citizen has the right to dignity of their persons, and that law enforcement officers are forbidden from mistreating residents. Civilians are required to respect police officers who are discharging their lawful duties. Penalties for assaulting or slapping a police officer is 3 years imprisonment under the Criminal Code, the statement reads. In the same vein, police officers are equally mandated to respect civilians. Indeed, Section 2B of the Anti-Torture Act 2017 stated that torture is deemed committed when an act of which pain, suffering, whether physical or mental, is instigated, inflicted on a person to punish him for an act he or she, a third person, has committed or suspended to have been committed. The penalty for assaulting a civilian for a police officer is 25 years, the Anti-Torture Act has said. Now, for civilian to a police is 3 years. For police to a civilian is what? 25 years. Are you listening? In addition, the victim may sue for monetary compensation under Anti-Torture Act of the Constitution. Adejobi was described as the attorney with higher incentive and provocative, and has given the misleading impression that the Nigerian police force has authority its police officers to slap civilians and subject them to any form of torture without challenging whatsoever. Falana asked the Inspector General of Police, Usman Babakali, to sack the force public relation officer if he fails to withdraw his comment within 24 hours. If the statement is not withdrawn within the next 24 hours, the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Usman Akali Baba, should not hesitate to replace Mr. Adejobi with another police officer who has qualifications, respect for the fundamental human right of Nigerian people, Falana has said. So this is what is going on. Nigerian police are taking the yards to yardstick. They are saying they don't have a right. Nigerians don't have a right to question anything that happens. So you can stay here and a police officer can hit you from today till tomorrow, break your head, keep quiet and just pretend and continue as business as usual, say nothing. If you do as much as, say the police officer has provoked you, then you raise your hand for whatever reason. He said you have committed an offense. That's not what the law says. The law, first of all, prohibits the police from carrying out anything that is against human being. Saying that if you do that, you torture a human being, physical or mentally, whatever way, just to inflict pain, you can be jailed for 25 years. Now, if a civilian, on the other hand, take over a police and begin to maltreat a police and treat a police officer because he feels he's a boxer, and so he can take over and begin to misuse and do things anyhow, such a person must be jailed for 3 years. Yes? Now, that being said, people are beginning to this. So our very brother Falana is saying, Nigerians, we can't have such a man with an idea, with that kind of ideology, being, a very senior, high up person in the police force. Somebody who does not have the balance of the law. The thing with things like this is, if you take it on one side, it's going to affect, because some people would take things for granted and begin to do things out of proportion. At the end of the day, okay, the true meaning of why people should be protected, why the law is there, is no longer, considered when decisions are being made. And at the end of the day, Nigerians get to suffer for it. So there is no need allowing the same people over and over again to be deciding factor of what happens in our society, in our government. There's no need. We can't allow such. We just can't allow such. The time to make a difference and for us to stand for what is right is now. Nigerians, the days are upon us where we must begin to look at things more critically and ensure that at the end of the day, okay, we have the right persons, the right people in the right place of leadership so that we can truly come out of all that is happening right now. Remember that you and I are the deciding factor of what we make Nigeria that nation that it ought to be. If we don't do that, things are going to go from bad to worse. I can assure you for free. So that's why every one of us must rise up to the occasion and refuse some things that we are seeing today. Leave us a comment. Don't forget to like us, share, subscribe. Click on the notification button so you can get all our latest news. God bless. Have a fantastic day. Bye for now.